Think about it. We spend our lives on our work. We literally measure our days by it. From the moment that alarm goes off, our lives are shaped by what we do. But there's a much deeper story here, you know? It's not just about the paycheck or climbing some career ladder. There's a sacred purpose to it all that runs from the very beginning of time all the way into eternity.
It's not a side issue, it is absolutely central. We pour so much of our strength, our time, our energy into our jobs. But somewhere along the way, I think a lot of us have forgotten what all this effort is actually for.
For so many people, work just feels like, well, a curse, doesn't it? It's that necessary grind you've got to push through to get to the weekend. But what if it was designed for something way, way more? What if your work, every single part of it, could actually be an act of worship?
To really understand how our work can be worship, we have to go back. Way back to the beginning, to see the original blueprint for labor, long before deadlines and office politics were ever even a thing.
Now, this is crucial. Work was not a punishment for sin. It was a core part of a perfect world. It was a gift, and it was given in a garden. So in this original design, you can see these 4 key elements. First, there was a clear purpose, a job description, if you will. The work itself was joyful, totally free from the kind of frustration we all feel today. It was also done in partnership. And finally, there were boundaries. And these weren't there to restrict, but to actually protect that joy.
Okay, but let's be honest. That's not our daily experience, is it? Something broke. That perfect design got fractured, and it led to the thorns and the sweat, the broken reality of work that we all know so well.
And this is where everything shifted. Sin didn't invent work, but it absolutely infected it. All of a sudden, the ground started pushing back. Labor became toil, and frustration and struggle and sweat, well, they became part of the equation. So you can see this massive chasm between the two realities, right? On one side, you've got the purpose, joy, and partnership of Eden. And on the other, toil, frustration, and injustice. The ideal was shattered, and our reality became this, shadow of what it was always meant to be. You know that feeling deep down, that sense that your job should be more fulfilling, that the daily grind is just missing something essential? That's not just burnout. It's actually a spiritual memory of what work was designed to be in the first place. It's an echo of Eden.
But here's the good news. The story does not end in dirt and sweat. There's a turning point, the redemption of all this broken labor, and a real path to finding true meaning right where we are, right now.
And this is the question that really changes everything. If our work is so fractured and frustrating, is there any real hope of putting it back together? Can we actually restore its dignity?
The answer isn't some new management theory or a fancy productivity hack. It begins with a person. It begins with a carpenter.
Just let that sink in for a second. God himself, in Jesus, took up a trade. He knew sawdust and splinters. He had calloused hands. And by becoming a carpenter, he dignified all honest labor. No job is just a job anymore because Christ himself worked one. He made the ordinary completely sacred.
So what does this look like for us? Well, first, we change our audience. We start working for God, not just for our boss or our clients. Second, our integrity becomes our witness. Honest, excellent work can preach a really powerful sermon without saying a word. And third, we just erase that line between sacred and secular. Every single task can be done for His glory.
Your office, your workshop, your kitchen, your classroom. Listen, these places are not distractions from your spiritual life. They are your spiritual life. They are holy ground. And this whole perspective, it takes us one step further. It helps us see our work through the lens of eternity. Because our labor today, it has consequences that reach far, far beyond this life.
The Bible gives us this powerful image of a fire test, where our life's work gets evaluated. Now, work that's done for pride, for show, for ourselves, it's like wood and hay. It might look impressive for a little while, but it just burns up. But work that's done in faith, for God, even the quiet, hidden tasks, that's like gold and silver. It endures. It lasts.
And this means that no act of faithful service is ever wasted. Not the spreadsheet you finish with integrity, not the kind word you give to a coworker, not the floor you mop for the glory of God. It all has eternal weight.
And here is the beautiful conclusion to the entire story. Work doesn't just stop when this life is over. No, in the new creation, we will work again. His servants will serve Him. Labor itself will finally be restored to its perfect, joyful, Eden-like state forever. So as you go about your day today, just think about this.
What if the tasks right there in front of you, the labor you pour all your strength into, what if it wasn't just temporary? What if the work of your hands was meant to last forever?